everybody out there. I'm back. That's right. It's your host, Jessica Koch, and this is Profound Professionals. It is the interview series that has been running for 8 years. Yes, count them eight. Can you believe it? You have been following and commenting and sharing, and we just love our community so much. We are bringing you global experts. They help you improve your personal life, they help you build your business. And today I have the beautiful, the fabulous, the very fashionable and stylish Amanda Foster is owner of Foster Decor Consulting, has been in the industry for over 10 years. Us girls, I always say I've been speaking nationally for more than 25 years. It's way more than that. I'm not going to tell you how many, because that gives you too much information. But she has niched down and she's now helping her peers. And we're going to talk all about that today. So welcome, Amanda.
Hi, thank you so much for having me. I'm super excited to be here.
Yes, this is tons of fun. So I feel like we give so much value to our guests and to the community and to the world if we can help extend our messages out further and farther and faster all across this beautiful planet. If you reach 3 more, 10 more, or 10 million more because of me, or because of a share, or because of a like, or because of a comment, or because the video exists at all and it got to roll around and got uploaded somewhere and then took on a life of its own, then we've done something good today with our time. And so I would love for people to learn from you a little more about what Foster Decor Consulting is and kind of how it got birth and took legs. So what led you to the journey of starting and owning this company?
Well, once upon a time, I graduated from California State University in interior architecture, and I was just kind of going through all of the right things to do. I went
Mhm.
through all the best internships and worked with the best firms and did the whole 9 to 5 cubicle life. And I hated it. I got very depressed. And I saw that it was not for me, but I guess my upbringing was just like, okay, you get good grades and you move to the next thing. And so once I became an adult and I was just like, this is not working. This 9 to 5 cubicle life. I have so much creativity. You can tell by my outfit and my decor in the background. I just, was number one in my class, but not just grades, but like, oh my gosh, Amanda's so creative and her designs are so bold and colorful. And to go into the work industry and work on, a plan for the toilet elevation, drafting, is just like, what am I doing with my life? This is not, what I pictured and imagined to be that finish line, I guess, for my
Mhm.
career. So around that time, my partner, Devin, he got this opportunity, this amazing opportunity to kind of go around the world as a esports commentator. So
Mm.
basically, talk about video games, almost like the or NFL people with the suits and they have the headphones and they're kind of, commenting on the game and explaining things. So he was offered to do that for these huge video game events all over the world. He's like, "Oh, I really wanna do this, but, I want you to come with me, but I don't want you to quit your job." And I'm like, "I'll quit my job. I'll quit my job tomorrow." Like, this is great. So this was a huge thing for us. We had to put everything in storage and, give all of our like, notices like with the apartments and get our passports and just get everything in order. We had 10 days to do all this. It was
Oh my
insane. It was a huge life, opportunity here. And it just felt right. Like, okay, let me quit my 9 to 5. This cubicle job is not working. This is not what my life should be. I can take this time to maybe figure it out. And I actually was on LinkedIn the day before we left, and I was just kind of perusing and just like, maybe there's like remote work. And this was back in like 2013,
God.
2014, where remote work isn't a decade now later what it is today. So
Mhm.
there was not a lot, especially for interior design. But what came up was a company called Havenly. And Havenly is the biggest e-design company. And e-design is online interior design. And that's what I specialize in. And it was just like, oh my God, like I don't even need a degree for this. I'm overqualified. I have an interior design degree in architecture. They're just looking for someone with some Photoshop experience. yeah, let's do this. So I applied while like boarding the plane, on my phone, and just like, this is amazing. Um, and then I kind of learned all things through eDesign, being able to work literally anywhere in the world because we were traveling from Canada to Brazil to the UK. Like every 3 to 4 weeks, we were in a new,
Ah,
country.
what a
And
wonderful experience for you.
yeah, and I was just like, I am here for the ride, but I also, want to that I guess good upbringing of like, okay, I need to find some work and, feel fulfilled myself. Was just head over heels with the term e-design, and that's online interior design. I didn't know it existed, and now, over 10 years later, teach it to my peers. I've niched down to helping them understand that you can work anywhere. You don't have to do the cubicle thing. You can have your own schedule. And I don't know, I just fell in love with e-design, and I'm trying to find other interior designers who are just like, oh, now that we can work from home, like, how do I even get started? How do I turn my interior design business to a remote thing? I actually have two clients that kind of go back and forth with their timeshares. And so they're just like, oh, I only work, kind of half the year with my regular clients. And then when I go, as a snowbird and migrate, I kind of have to hit pause and like, you don't have to do that. You can, keep working from home wherever that home is. So that's kind of my passion now, is just like, oh my God, have you heard about eDesign? Because this can totally change your business, that you don't have to be glued to a brick and mortar, store or a cubicle, or you can just go wherever, literally.
So if a designer was helping maybe someone do their home, like maybe they're renovating and they want to have that, I think everyone now, at least I say everyone, I really want to have one of those experiences where I buy the home of my dreams, we renovate it the way I want it to be renovated, and the designer just decorates all the rooms. And when I show up, it's all done like in an HGTV daydream, right? Like, so how does a designer help remotely for designing experiences, or is it completely different than that?
It varies because there's so many different packages that you can offer. Like you can do a Zoom consultation, which everyone now knows.
Hmm.
You can, do phone calls work as well. But the
Hmm.
key is to having a platform, an online platform, and we use design files. So that's kind of like our e-design hub. That's where clients can communicate. That's where we can do Zoom calls. That's where we have a chat feature. That's where we
Hmm.
can upload mood boards and photos of the space and just kind of also
Hmm.
comment on things. So it's very interactive. It's really like the way that we can stay organized in our business and not just be texting with the client, because you
Hmm.
don't want to be you don't want like
Hmm.
texts at 4 in the morning because your client had an idea. Like it helps to also keep things in check and have those boundaries. So that's what I also teach, is how they use the software, so they're not looking like an amateur and just working off, well, text me or email me. Like, no, you need the software so you don't have your email blown up and your text
Hmm.
messages, set those boundaries. And that's just a way that you really can feel connected. Like I've worked
Hmm.
with over 250 projects with Havenly. Um, and with each client, they felt like, wow, it feels like you're really here. You can do voice notes too.
Hmm.
You can chat. I mean, it's really
Hmm.
nice that it doesn't feel like you don't have to be literally next to each other to feel like, oh, she gets me. She understands what I want. I just uploaded my pictures. I filled out my questionnaire, and we're just talking back and forth the way you would for an in-person kind of consultation.
But then when it goes to actually being time to implement the design, they have to either hire someone else to like set it up or hang the curtains or hang the shelves and actually implement the design. Is that how it works, or how does that usually
Yes.
flow?
So again, there's different tiers. It could be like a refresh package, and
Mhm.
maybe that's like only $400 or $500, but it's very do it yourself. You're gonna work with the e-designer, I'm going to look at your photos. I'm going to give you feedback. I'll give you product suggestions. I'll even do like a mood board or a design so that you can kind of see, wow, this is how it would look before you even have to buy anything. But yes,
Mhm.
the install for that refresh means you're going to save money, right? Like if I'm
Mhm.
not doing it, then you got to do it, or you got to find somebody, off of like, I mean, even Amazon Prime has like a division on their website now for like hiring people, almost like Angie's
Really?
List or Thumbtack or
Yeah, Thumbtack
TaskRabbit.
I knew about, and Angie's List I knew about, of course, but
So there's all kinds of different, e-design clients, people who want to really just do it themselves. And those are the people I'd
Mhm.
say that just want the consult. They
Mhm.
want like the 90-minute or 60-minute, just let's talk. Here's where I'm struggling with. Can you smooth out these wrinkles? Okay, now I got it. And I could go back to my project. I don't
Mhm.
need you. Bye bye. Or, oh my gosh, hold my hand the whole time. I don't know what I'm doing. Decide everything for me. But
Mhm.
again, it depends on, well, a lot of e-design clients, yes, can be out of state on the other side of the planet, but I do encourage that e-designers also have a hybrid. So I'm in
Mhm.
Sacramento, California, and I love doing hybrid stuff. And that means, okay, we're going to work online, but if you're only 10 minutes or 30 minutes from me, I can come, I can charge you and do the install, help you shop or whatever, but I'm always going to have that fee. So it just
Mhm.
really depends what you're willing to do and what, the boundaries are with your clients. And otherwise, it's like, no, I'm not going to take a plane and go, halfway
Yeah.
across the country to install your stuff unless you want to pay me, pay for my ticket and can I bunk with you?
Well, so it sounds like your services are all encompassing. So they are still working directly with clients yourself in your different hybrid, um, different options. I lost my words there for a minute. That happens when you're live, and and then you're also working with and training other designers how to incorporate the the
Mhm.
e-design piece into what they're doing. Now, when you're working with your designers, is that in a group setting? Is it group coaching? Is it an online course? Is it a specific program you have? Like, how are you
Mhm.
serving them? Because we've kind of heard how you serve your clients directly when you're
Mhm.
doing design work with them. But how are you training and working with your peers?
The same way, all online. So I have my portal and, I make sure that we have chat communication, that I can send them voice notes. I mean, I'm part mentor, coach, and peer. So I like to discuss things with them and collaborate with them and not have them feel like, oh, she's telling me what to do. It's like, no, we're going to brainstorm together. This is going to be like a very collaborative, peer to peer kind of thing. But I also know more than you, so I can teach you and mentor you at the same time.
Mhm.
But when it comes to homeowners, I don't work with homeowners anymore.
Oh,
I
okay.
am burnt out and it was starting to become like I was their therapist, or the mediator with the couples. And at first it was like, I'm good with this, I'm good with people, and it was fine at the time, but just it was, I'm losing momentum here. And then I started getting, questions during COVID from my peers. Everyone was, locked up and trying to figure out
Mhm.
more, what can we do online, since that's where the communities are. So I got a flood of questions, like, wow, your website's so cool, and oh my gosh, your Instagram is great, or I learned so much from this post, and how do you do this, how do you do that every day, how. And I'm a
Mhm.
giver and I'm a big social butterfly. So I'm just like, oh my God, this is what you do. And, da, 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 da. And after like the 20th time, of
Right.
that, I was like, maybe there's something here. And this feels so rewarding. I love, focusing my energy on helping my peers than
Mhm.
these, this couple that has a bad marriage and they think this renovation is going to save it. Like maybe I need to pivot a little bit. And like after 10 years, in the industry, just like, yeah, I think this is now my calling. This is where I'm getting more, spark joy, right? Like, what is
Right.
sparking joy? That wasn't anymore. But my peers were sparking joy, and I actually created a little group called the eDesign Sisters, and it was 8 of us. And we would every Wednesday do a mood board, just a fun little idea of like, okay, Valentine's is coming. Let's all do a mood board and share it on social media, and we'll tag each other, and we'll like and we'll comment. And, like we were trying to build our accounts. This is, back in 2020 when everyone's trying to figure out something to do. And this was creative. This was collaborative. We were growing a community. Those 8 turned into 10, turned to 20, into our last challenge. I had 77 participants in the challenge doing a mood board for my bedroom. It was the birthday challenge. And everyone who knew me was like, I want to be a part of this. You're so fun. Like, doing a bedroom design would be killer for you because, you love color and your house is Pee-wee's Playhouse. Like, this is so cool. So it was just, like a little snowball that avalanched, and the floodgates of, it's all about my peers at the end of the day and helping them create better businesses. And through, one-on-one coaching, which I do, or I have my self-paced courses. The eDesign Bootcamp is kind of the big flagship course that I have, but I kind of pay attention to what my clients are asking. So a lot of times they're struggling with Instagram. I don't know what to do with this. I know it's important, but what do I do? And I have a course for that. Oh, my website. I know as an online service provider, I need to, be online, but my website sucks. I have a course for that. And it's specific to interior designers. This isn't just Instagram 101. No, this is Instagram for interior designers. Same with the website. Website, it's for interior designers. And I mean, there's so many different kinds of websites and so many different kinds of Instagram accounts. But for interior designers, I know what we need because I've been in that industry. I've worked with those painful homeowners. I know how to get your message out there and really attract your tribe.
Yeah, I love that. And so give us all a tip. Give us a tip for the day.
Okay.
Something that we can apply in the world of decor.
I wonder if, my tip is what not to do. And the biggest tip I can give anybody, especially when I do a discovery call with a new peer client, is stop talking to everybody. Like, just you're wasting your marketing bandwidth. And a lot of people don't even think about marketing. It doesn't even matter if it's for an interior design, business, an eDesign business, a pool company, or even what you do. You can't talk to everybody. When you're trying to talk to everybody, you talk to nobody. So what I really help with is finding your niche, finding your authentic brand identity, which usually goes over the heads like, what the heck does that mean? And it's just, well, if we waved a magic wand and you had a Groundhog's Day, that movie with Bill Murray, and you had to repeat that day over and over and over again, which is what I felt like when I was doing the 9 to 5, you wake up and you think, what do I actually want to do? Who do I really want to serve? At the end of the day, if this is my life, well, that's what we work on, is understanding who your tribe is, who you really want to attract to your website, to your social media, who you want to work with. And it comes down to that niche and understanding what your true brand is. So stop talking to everybody. Just stop. And if you need help, you can message me because I do a lot of voice notes. It doesn't have to be we're working together. I build a community. I love networking. I'm the social butterfly. So just send me a message anytime if you want to chat. A lot of my clients and non-clients, we'll talk about sushi. We'll talk about where
I
we're
love
going
sushi.
camping.
Oh my God. My husband,
Like,
he never wants to eat it with me either. It's not his thing. So
oh no.
I always have to find a good girlfriend. Oh, you like sushi too? Great. Let's go on a
We'll
date.
have virtual sushi.
That's right. I love sushi. It's amazing. Who doesn't like sushi? That's a great thing to talk about.
Yeah. So it doesn't always have to be business. I think that's what people are attracted to me by is just that I'm approachable and they ask me questions and I answer it. I'm not like, you need to make an appointment, or, I don't have those walls, I guess, when it comes to building the community, right? And kind of
Mhm.
interacting more with your peers. And I mean, that's what excites me. They'll get these voice notes of like, this is a 5-minute long voice note. Wow. Like, and she doesn't even know me. And it's like, well, now you know me, and let's, have a fun little collaboration.
Exactly. I love collaborative communities. One of the things I'm building beyond my own consulting firm is a legacy community, a community really based on families coming together to mastermind on how to structure and build a legacy that is a learnable process that can then be repeatable and passed, taught to their children of how to pass it to the next generation as well as how to enjoy it. Right. And I want to include things you'll like this because you're creative. Things like art from the family, the sweater grandma knitted, the cabinet the grandfather made, the painting that an aunt made, and the poem that a mother wrote. There's
Aw.
stories as well, and all the knowledge, right? All of their, and this is part of why we'll talk about this later in the show, all of the causes that were close to their heart, all the books and programs and things they learned that they feel like everyone should read that made an impact on their life, and having that in a vault in a library organized in a manner that can be passed, even if just the information, right, from one generation to a next. And because I think that they've forgotten how to do that, that creativity. And that's the value of collaboration and community and pulling things together, because then, we can make an impact even when we're not here. So,
I love that. That's awesome.
yeah, because if you think about it, those little voice notes of, especially the ones you've left for people who've really become your friend over time, that's something, a piece of you. That's a piece of you they'll have, even long after you're not here, and someone
Mhm.
else can find and someone else can experience. That's the wonderful thing about video. I ran across a Napoleon Hill. He's, of course, many people have, love for his books and him, and I found a black and white old movie on YouTube of a video clip that they had preserved of him talking and training and teaching something. And, I was thinking, he is long gone. And here I am taking notes and having an impact on my life. And I think that that's, some of what we should be trying to build. And, I think building beautiful environments and spaces, that's part of a legacy of a family. That's why home decorating is so important, because you're making this space for them. You're making this home for them. I have 7 children and 8 grandkids. And I have a son who's active duty Army, and he went away, and one of the holidays he reached out and he said, "Yeah, Mom, I'm spending the holidays with the family," because he was too far away to come home, and they've invited me,
Oh.
and I'm gonna, stay with them. And he called me after and he said they were very nice and everyone was very lovely. And he said, "But Mom, I had no idea that everyone didn't do Christmas the way you do." And we hang snowflakes from the ceiling, and there's garland all
Oh.
around, and there's garland and Christmas balls the size of in a department store off the banister, and snowman island. And, I mean, there's just like, and he's like, "I didn't know other people didn't do that." I thought it was
Wow.
so normal. And he said, "I miss the magic of Christmas at home. So, just however you decorate for whatever the season or the holiday, or even just everyday comfort, really does impact your family and their memories and your legacy. So, what you guys are doing as an industry is so beautiful and important. And so I appreciate that. Speaking of
Aw.
things I appreciate, it's causes that are close to our guest's heart, and causes that are close to your heart out there. You have been following us and commenting and part of our community, and we love you so very much. So put in the comments the cause that you most love and hit that share button, because you just might inspire someone to give time, treasure, or talent to your cause or to the cause Amanda shares, or just inspire them to remember, oh, yes, they have a cause that's close to their own heart. If we can inspire someone to do something good from our video today, then well done on us. So, Amanda, what's a cause that's close to your heart?
So, my partner Devin and I actually volunteered with an organization called Hacker Lab. So they are downtown Sacramento, and they offer a lot of creative co-working kind of opportunities,
Mhm.
classes for kids. So we actually have done nonprofit. We just
Mhm.
volunteered our time, classes about game design, graphic
Mhm.
design, interior design, very light for the
Yeah,
kids.
sure. Very
But
cool.
it's just a great co-working space. They're
Very
also a
nice.
nonprofit, so they
Mhm.
really just want to help people with tech, help
Mhm.
kids, and it's ages 8 through 13, which led us to volunteer more time with the Salvation Army. We did the same thing there, and we offered graphic design,
Nice.
game design, and a very light home decor kind of like mini thing there, which the kids kind of liked, but they definitely prefer the graphic design because
Yeah.
I got very creative and I taught them how to do like comic book strips and,
Yeah.
how to storyboard and things like that. So that was a lot of fun. They love games, so you can't
Very
compete
cool.
with games
Yeah.
or home decor.
Yeah, right.
But I'm a big gamer too, so my partner and I
Very
were
cool.
huge board game fanatics. The pantry is filled with board games, not food, because priorities.
Exactly, exactly. We play a lot of cards and board games in our family as well. My friend
Oh,
just taught
cool.
us a game called 3 to 13, and we played this weekend, and it's very fun. So, yeah, we do a lot of games ourselves. I think it's great bonding. So, the other thing I am just mad and crazy about is behind my head. There are so many wonderful books and so many wonderful authors on the planet. And another great way to leave a legacy is the
Mhm.
written word, and that can, just really inspire someone, and someone you may never meet, but will pick up your book, right? And
Mhm.
so, what's a book that inspired your personal life or helped you grow your business?
Oh, okay. It's called Let It Be Easy by Susie Moore,
Mhm.
and it is my favorite book in the world. I love it. I'm actually rereading it. I was reading a couple of chapters yesterday, so it's really funny that you bring that up. I'm like, oh my gosh, this is like the best book. Let It Be Easy is just it's about your business and also your personal life. It's just how to
Mhm.
not sweat the small stuff, how
Mhm.
to just kind of and all of her chapters are a page or a page and a half. They're very short, very sweet, very insightful, and I'm just like, "Oh my god, this is my mantra now. Just is it easy? Can it be easy? Let it be easy. If things
Mhm.
start getting a little too difficult or complicated, it's like, okay, we need to pivot." And that has really saved a lot of my time and sanity. So I definitely recommend Let It Be Easy. It's a very short read, very short chapters, very insightful and life-changing, literally.
Mhm. I love that. I love that.
Mhm,
Let it be easy. What a good
mhm,
one.
mhm.
Um, How about you? Are you thinking about putting something to paper? Do you have any books yet, or what's coming up on the horizon for you?
Well, we have in production, because we're still kind of working on the material, but an eDesign book. It's all things like what is eDesign, how people can kind of get started a little bit more quickly. My
Mhm.
courses are very in depth, which
Mhm.
can be, a good thing or a bad thing. I think it's a good thing because
Yeah.
I wanted to put all of my knowledge into this. If I'm going to have someone buy a course from me, I want them to feel like, wow, I got a lot out of this because I've been burned
Mhm.
by buying courses that I'm like, what?
Mhm.
Like, this
That's
took me like an hour. Like, this is it. Like, I could have Googled half this stuff myself. So
Yeah.
that's where I just put so much of my energy. We have workbooks, worksheets, videos. I mean, it's really packed with a lot. So I wanted to create like, okay, we have all this content. What if someone wants it a little bit more simple, right? With the let it be easy. So
Mhm.
in taking from that, it's like, okay, let me create a very simplified version, a very easy read to just maybe get people started with the idea of e-design or working online and things like that. So we're almost done. We're hoping by the end of August,
Wow, that's
September
good.
launch. Yeah. To
Wow.
yeah, release it, but stay tuned. Things are always a little bit behind, but we're getting there, so it's really exciting. E-design book is on the way.
That is very exciting. That is very exciting. Congratulations for that. It has been so nice having you on the show, Amanda. You're just so full of knowledge and so
Oh,
colorful and bright and shiny
yay!
and beautiful. So we're super glad that you've been here with us today. And if you're watching out there and you're thinking, wait, I have value, I'm an industry expert, I have been doing XYZ or ABC for years and years, and I could teach people. I could help improve their life somehow. I could help them grow their business and do great things with the passion they have in their lives. If you have the transforming knowledge and like to be on the show, well, reach out to us. We would love to feature you. Our team will set you up.
Yay!
And before we say goodbye to Amanda and the thank you again, give us a final thought, some piece of information or inspiration as we close our day.
I'm gonna stick with the let it be easy because
Yeah.
that being my mantra now after
Mhm.
reading that book has really helped me to like calm down or have less stress or just like pivot. So let it be easy. Whatever comes at you today, let it be easy.
I love that. So let it be easy. And until next time, everybody, I'm your host, Jessica Koch. This is Profound Professionals. We hope to see you at our next show. But between now and then, remember, be kind to yourself and be kind to each other out there. Bye, everybody.